Hey, good afternoon, folks. And I tell you, I've been watching this market all day as we've gone lower and lower and lower. In fact, if you look at the E-mini right now, it's down 2%, and the NASDAQ is down 3.38. Dow's only down 1%. Crude oil's up, and gold, what a ride it's had. Gold was gold was rocking and rolling earlier this morning. It was over 31, then came back down. Now it's where we started. Uh, it's very interesting when you see a day like this. And I find personally, I find it's better to let the dust settle. Okay. And Buck, that's why I went hands off. I just said hands off on this thing. Pretty tough. Now, what I'd like to do is this a good time to show the video we made? I think this video gives you the confidence to be what I would say. If I'm telling you hands off, there's a reason, and that's because this market is a very difficult market today, I think, just for a lot of reasons. You know, talking about the starts and finishes and stuff. I've been looking across the board here. It's sort of an interesting market. And then with the earnings yesterday. So let's play the video, and Jonathan, play the video, and then we can talk about it. I put this together yesterday.
Hey folks, T-Buzz here, and like I always say, there's a high degree of risk involved in trading, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Now, for the people who don't know, I'm a former Air Force officer. It makes me think strategically and tactically when I think about the market. I've been an active trader since the 70s, former member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, have 3 books, Winning the Day Trading Game, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. And I've worked with students since 1996. Now, at DTI, we help you master the markets through education, training, and experience. Now, one of the things I like to do, I like to sort of, do things and game out how well I'm trading or how well I'm talking about the market or what I'm doing. So from time to time, I'll take a spot check for the month I'm in. And this is July. Okay, and if you assume that you risked $1,000 per trade, what you want to do is look at your accuracy rate. You want to look at what your average winners are, your average loser, and then of course your average return and the average time you hold a trade. So if you look at what we've done, okay, for the month of July, we've had 30 trades totally. I've had a total of 3 losers in those trades. Of course, with those 3 losers, that's a pretty high accuracy rate of almost 91%. So we've got a great month going. With options, I don't hold them very long, but if you'll look, 2.9%, and then you say, okay, every time I take the field, I've got a return of 13.91% on what I do. So anyway, pretty good month in July, and I just want to review that. And then I ask you as a student of mine to review what you're doing and making sure you're maximizing the education, the trade itself, and what you can learn. This is the beautiful thing about it. So if you summarize everything at all, and you put $1,000 up and you go through each trade, the winners and losers and everything combined, that $1,000 has produced $4,460. That ought to get your attention. And then you ought to say to yourself, what can you do? And here's what I would tell you can do. Educate yourself. It's all about being educated, learning how to use your platform, and learning how to achieve the kind of results that you're trying to get. This has been a great month. Very happy to show you this. And then, of course, it puts it out there where you can think about it and be better as we go forward. It's always a learning situation with me. And as I always say, see you on the flip side.
And so you say to yourself, Tom, when you come out and go patience will pay. Why do you do it that way? Well, the reason I do it, I got a lot of experience and I recognize what I would call the way most people lose money. I've done it. And I just think it's interesting to note that the first thing that came out of my mouth this morning was patience will pay because I'm looking at the market overnight. I'm looking at it this morning and I'm basically saying, I don't want any part of this. I just want to let the dust settle and figure it out because that is what I could bring to the table and help you with. Okay. Because a lot of people don't recognize they're in there spending up and down, losing money. We're not doing that. We're being very patient. So I wanted to make that point. Okay. Rochelle, you divide the price of the option into the $1,000. So if the option price is $1, you'd have 10 options. If you have, if the option price is 10 cents, you'd have 100. Just a simple math. Divide the price of the option into 1,000. Okay. Steve asked, how do I learn to go out of the money the way I do? I do it based on events, Steve, events that are happening. Let me finish the slides and then we'll go to a live market. But the E-mini, if you look at it right now and you follow it down and you say, where's the E-mini? And the E-mini's at 54.78. We're somewhere between down 4 and 4.5% from the high. Does everybody see that? Down 4 to 4.5%. And so you will see that the E-mini will probably honor 54.64. Currently it's at 54.79. And then of course 92's on the upside there. Okay. That's probably what you'll see. Okay. When you see that. Now, Tesla is a stock. I don't know if you heard me. I shorted it last night. And when I shorted it, I think I shorted it when it was down 15%, if I remember correctly. I got out at 216, which is about a $14 move on Tesla last night. And then this morning it went up down another $2. Then it rallied up to, I think, 221. And I thought we'd seen a low, and then Tesla did its thing and fooled me, and I lost a little money there. It's back to 218. But if Tesla, here's the way I would use this chart. If Tesla breaks 216.80 on a closing basis, I'd look for lower prices. And that's why I'm showing you these numbers by percentages. Now, Google, look at Google. Today's lows 173.57. Google's trading at 174.23 right now. If it breaks that 73.98 here in the last 30 minutes, I think it's going to test that low. And if it did, it could go down to 169. I might get short or buy a put on it if that happened. So I'm watching Google here in the last hour. I short. Now this is interesting. Last night I bought it and sold it up at 186, went and ate supper, and I came back and it was below, I think it was below 178 or something like that. And I shorted it and then covered it at 175 this morning. So I played it both ways using these percentages. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about when I say use the percentages? They sort of give you a way to frame the current price. So if you look at Google, it's 174.16 right now. It's slightly above 10% down. We'll see if it holds. If it doesn't, then it should break down and test the low of the day. That's the way you use it. Now remember, tomorrow we got big economic news. GDP, 8:30 in the morning, and Friday we got big numbers at 8:30. Those are market trending numbers, folks. I'll just tell you. Typically, what will happen if you got a downtrend like this, it'll stay down throughout Asia and Europe and then reverse. And before that news is tomorrow, so you don't really know how low it'll go. But who's in the 25-cent trader? Who's in the 25-cent trader? Now I bought half a position today. And Jonathan and I were talking about that. Jonathan, we bought the 575, right?
Yes.
And we paid what, a dime?
A dime for it. Yep.
Paid a dime for it. And mine's showing it's worth 11 cents. I don't understand that. Is y'all showing that too?
I got a marked 10-cent bid, 12-cent ask. It's up a penny.
Explain that one.
I can't explain that one.
I can't explain it. So I'm probably just going to stick with that half, because if I can't explain it, maybe it's good fortune or whatever. Now, if I got filled at my target, I'd put on another one, but I'm not going to put more than a half on in this crazy environment like that. That's crazy. I can't explain it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, Mark. I agree. I hope they keep it up till it hits my target. Now, Jonathan, any other slides? Let's go to the live roadmap. That's a pretty negative day. Let's go to a 30-minute and map this thing out. Let's put my pivot number this morning to let people know what I thought. 55.80 was my pivot. You see the value of having a pivot? Does that help y'all to have that pivot early in the morning like that? I posted TNT and everything. So, I mean, it keeps you safe, doesn't it? Okay. So let's draw some other numbers. The day's low, I think, Jonathan, on the E-mini is, let's see what the day's low is. I've got 76.75, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can read all about the pivot. You can read all about the pivot and all that stuff in our white papers. That's on the website.
Or go to that link right there, Steve.
Bill, go to that link and read about it all. Read all about it, the white papers. All right, so 76 would take us to a lower level, right, Jonathan?
Yep, another new low. Get below 76.
And we'd have to get above 55.11, draw that line above Genesis there, that white bar. 55.11 to turn the market around. That's the way I framed this afternoon. So we're going to see how it plays out. All right, let's go, Jonathan, if we can, to NVIDIA. This NVIDIA, I've been telling you for weeks, 118 is the key number. Draw a 118 number. It held about all it could hold the day it finally broke. The next stop is 107. If it breaks down from here, 107. Right there. That's the next stop. All right, let's look at Google. I played Google yesterday. Look at Google. That's the craziest. I mean, after the market, it really traded. I got Google bearish below 175. 175. Draw a line there. And my next target on Google is about 169. So that's Google. All right, let's look at, we looked at NVIDIA. Let's look at the QQQ. Where's that low of those four green bars right there, Jonathan? Over to the left, over there left at the yeah, what's that low?
Well, we can go by the sell zone target, which is about 462.
And we're 463.92 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay, let's go. We looked at the QQQ. I looked at Google, NVIDIA. Let's put the mini back up there. And put it on a 30-minute if you don't mind. What's that low? 76?
Yep, 76. Threatening to break it.
Bill, did you get the 25-cent trade I did? On the 25-cent trade? I bought half a position on the 25 cents XSP. 575 call August 5th. That's the one I bought. Jonathan, you can put that in there if you want to. Yeah, so I'd probably do that half a position there. You should have access to it if you go to the website and look under 25-cent trader.
It also should be in your email inbox. Bill, I just checked on that. All right, good deal.
No, I'm not going to do anything today, David, other than that 25-cent trade. Right now, I'm not going to get out. I'm going to wait and see how things develop. If the market's negative tomorrow, what I will do is I'll show you a repair strategy that I use on the QQQ, but I didn't want to do it today. We can talk about it. Y'all want to talk about it for education? Sure, let's do that. Jonathan, go to a trade platform and look at the high of the day for the QQQ. What is the high of the day for the QQQ? Today's high on the QQQ.
Today's high is 474.19. Happened during reference part 3 this morning.
Okay, go find a 475.76 call spread expiring. Why don't we go out about 8 or 9 days? What kind of credit will they give you?
All right, 9 days, that'd be next Friday. You wanted a 75.76.
Yeah.
I'll give you 29 cents for that right now, 30 cents.
So I wouldn't do that trade today because you got big news tomorrow, but I might consider doing that trade tomorrow. Now, if I sold that for 30 cents and I had 30 cents net on a long spread, I'd get my money back, wouldn't it? You see, that would be a good repair strategy if the market continues down tomorrow. That's what I like about the QQQ. There's so much flexibility with the QQQ. So much. Everybody understand what I'm saying? If I'm long a spread on the QQQ and I go out and create a credit spread, I bring my cash back to me. You see what I did? Just let a little time tick off. That's what people love, I think, about what we do here, because I've lost so much money over the years. I got ways to get my money back even when I'm dead wrong. Just different ways. Bruce, I think XLE is going to have a rally. Why not say that? Why not think XLE is going to have a rally? Here's why. Today it's up 0.75% on crude. Today it's up 0.75%, and the rest of the world's fell apart. They're buying oil. Might be something going on in the Middle East we don't know. I'm just saying. I got to Friday. Why I need to rush? You see my thinking? I got to stop in with the put up off. What I've learned over the years, use your head, not your heart, to make decisions. Let me say it again. Use your head, not your heart, to make decisions. Mickey, Jonathan, go through it. Go through it for Mickey, Jonathan.
Okay, Mickey's question is about the QQQ example that Tom just went over. Well, okay, so Tom was saying, what if I were long a call spread and I'd paid 30 cents for it? Well, the market's dumped off. So what can you do? Disregarding the big news in the morning, Mickey, but just speaking generally, we looked at the high of today. The day maybe you got long, but you're wrong on your timing, right? Market's selling off. The high of that day was 474.19. And we opened up an option chain and said, what if we could sell a call spread above that level, with the analysis that, well, if my original analysis of a bullish market is wrong, right, and the market's instead going down, then today's high, it shouldn't go back above today's high if the market's changed, right? Shouldn't go back above today's high. So we go sell a put or a call spread there, excuse me. And we went out 9 days just to see what kind of premium they give us. And for the 475, 476, which is above that level, above today's high, as long as that level holds this, in 9 days' time, you bring in 30 cents, get your money back from the, hypothetical risk you took earlier. Yeah. Okay.
Donna, my technique on a big down day like this, just take today's high and sell something above it. Because you shouldn't go back above this if you thought the market was going down. I'm not telling you I think the market's going down. Why? Why would I say that? Very simply because I have market moving news tomorrow. And Bill, if I was you, I would sell the strike higher on that SPY you got. I wouldn't even think twice about that one. And I'd do it right now. Yeah, I'd make it a spread. I'd sell the spread. I didn't check it myself, but was the high on the QQQ today? Let's check it. I got 474, Donna, as the high today.
474.19. Yep.
He used the right number. You got the wrong one. S&P's going lower. How'd I know? Put D-Mini in there and I'll tell them how I know. We're going into the closing bell and we got a new low at 75.50. You stay below. If I was going, y'all want to hear what a futures trader would do right now? I'd short the S&P and put a stop above the high of that bar. What's the high of that bar? Right there.
84, 54, 84.
Yeah. I'd put my stop at 54.85 and I'd just short the mini and say, come get me. They could have it if they could turn the thing around. They could have my money. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Pretty clear about that. If it goes up, they can have my money. Then I had to get serious and get back at it tonight, but I'd make that trade. The odds are pretty high. This thing keeps selling off. It hadn't rallied and it hadn't flushed. And NVIDIA, by the way, just did it. Todd, what do you mean what level? No, the stop would be at 85. Draw a line where I'd put my stop, Jonathan, where they can see where I'd place my stop. 85. Take it from the market. Right? Now they might come get me. They might come get me. They're welcome to have that money. I'll make that trade 9 out of 10 times. I'll take this. If I was long NVIDIA, I'd sell a call against it today. I'd sell a call at the high of the day. The high of the day for NVIDIA. You know what it is?
About 120.
I'd sell this Friday at 120. That's what I'd do. By the way, y'all know I'm starting futures training August 1st, don't you? Has everybody heard about it that wanted to join? We can tell you the details if anybody's interested. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it, Jonathan? You got the link? The way it works is I got a class in October and March of next year. Okay? But you have to put $1,000 down that I'll give you your money back at the end of 60 days if you don't want to continue. Okay? And if you do, if you do, get signed up. October 13th, and I'm gonna have another class in March. Futures. And I might do something else. We have a lot of fun in the 60 days. We'll see. But people's asked me to teach them, okay? And Jonathan, I hate to report this, but I think I just got filled at 13 cents. How'd that happen?
I don't know.
I just made 30%. Being totally wrong. They must go rally this thing tomorrow. Did anybody else get filled at 13? I just got filled at 13. Jonathan, can you believe this?
Just traded 13 cents.
That's 30%.
Order filled.
I just got, what was that? I'm gonna get stopped out of my futures, but I made a lot more on the call. It looks like. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, just keep your limit working if you're not filled yet. Eric, there was no trade today. I think you joined right when we were talking over an example on QQQ. It was not an official trade though.
It's the craziest trade. You ought to put a star by that one. I don't know how I made money. I guess I just made money on it. That's crazy. Everybody understands why I'm saying it's crazy, right? That shouldn't have happened. I told Jonathan an hour ago, unless there's a big rally coming. Yeah, that doesn't work that way. Usually does it, Buck. Bruce just got a third out of 12. Marianne says she's going for 14. You gotta love the 25-cent trader. Is that a fine time for a dime or what? That sort of made my day, Jonathan.
I guess
I don't know how it happened.
the Schwab feed doesn't give us VIX futures, volatility futures. Oh well.
Yes. Yeah, William. It should be the same expiration date. Come on, folks. I mean, come on. That just improved our track record for July. Oh, man. Come on, Jonathan. I mean, come on. We've seen a lot. That's got to be, I've been doing this a long time. I don't think I've ever remember seeing anything like that.
Yeah, I'm very surprised the option that far out of the money would do that.
Maybe because of that news and they started factoring it in, who knows? Right?
I've seen times where premiums increase, but not from a day like today. I mean, we're only down 4%. It's not like we're down 15% a day, so
Right.
surprising.
No, I've seen that too, but I'm just saying though, you gotta love the 25-cent trader. We're gonna or to change to have a name change. Find time for a dime. You gotta love a 10-cent option. Let's take a 10-minute break, come back to wrap up. I'm gonna be back tonight at 8, but let's see how we finish with everybody. Bruce just took a 20% gain on that XSP. Way to go, Brucey.
Hey, Pete, post your email and I'll have someone reach out to you about this, about the futures class.
Jonathan, we bought the option for a dime, 10 cents, and we sold it for 13 cents. That's 3 cents on 10. That's 30%, no matter how you mathematically do it.
That's 30%. That's right.
Goodness gracious. Did it again. Had some more went off. Write this down. Any day that the market's down over 2%, go buy an XSP. Alan loves it. He's smiling from ear to ear. Aren't you glad I introduced you to the 25-cent trader? Come on. Aren't you glad? Look at all these success stories.
There we go.
Guess what? We get to do it again tomorrow, too. Got news on Friday.
Yep, PC Friday morning. Mike got filled. John, Sherry, Bruce, Jim, Wade, Alan. They are clearing all the orders now, it looks like. Mike's being greedy, looking for 15 on the second half.
He is, he's squeezing it.
Go for it, Mike.
Squeeze it, Mike, squeeze it. John, is swab data delayed or something?
No, not to my knowledge, although there's always possibility of technical issues like we saw this week.
Yeah.
54.84.5 is what Tasty Trade's got. 54.84.5 is what Schwab's got. So
Okay.
that's right there.
I was teaching something. Where's resistance on NVIDIA if it goes up from here? This is a test question. Where's resistance on NVIDIA if it goes up? No, where's the resistance? 118, right. That's where you're gonna run into resistance on NVIDIA if it goes up. Well, Jonathan, you got anything to add? I think we did our work. We're gonna come back tonight at 8 with a wrap up. Anybody got any questions?
If you have the roadmap and want to learn more about it, you'll get an email here shortly. I'll be live at 4:15 with roadmap training. So different Zoom room, but check your email for the link to that. And then Tom will be back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, like he is every Wednesday, for the midweek market update. We all look forward to that, of course. We'll see what happens in the market from now until then. Bob, no TPP this week. We generally don't trade on weeks that there's big news. So GDP and PCE was this week. Next week's the Fed, so most likely won't trade next week either. But we don't want to jump in front of those news items and have the market, change from the news, of course. So we typically, since that's a week-long strategy, we typically just step aside and wait for a better week.
All right. Y'all have a good day. Bob, if you want to learn more about our products, Jonathan, where would you send them to learn more about each of our products? Website, maybe? Do we have it on the website or?
Bob, I would just talk to the DTI rep you normally work with. So, Kelly Barber, Jeffrey Andraka, Mike Harding. If you know who it is, give them a call. If you don't, just post your email here and we'll have somebody reach out.
Yeah, post your email and phone number, Bob. We'll give you a call.